Everybody, we are here for the June meeting of the Fire Safe Council. You're welcome and welcome, everyone. Squares away to welcome. Introductions. I'm Michael Mondo with Lewiston Fire. Pass it along to the left.
This is Skylar Fisher, County Fire Safe Council Coordinator and housed with the Trinity County RCD. Happy to be.
Carol Fall with Trinity Center Volunteer Fire Department.
Hi, Angel Cox, Board of Supervisors.
Chris Kendeville, Weaverville Fire.
Emily Acer, Trinity County RCD. Sunny DeMello, Trinity County OES.
Right, I'll go ahead and just pull them across the top. Kelly.
Good afternoon. Kelly Sheen, Executive Director for the Trinity County Resource Conservation District.
Oh. Gina.
Hello, everyone. It's Gina Moon here with the Willow Creek Fire Safe Council, Trinity County resident, Salyer Kelly.
Awesome. Astrid.
Hello, how's it going? Astrid Dobo, Post Mountain Volunteer Fire Department Chief.
Oh, all right. Tony.
Good afternoon. I am also with the Trinity County RCD in the Ecological Restoration Program.
So, Michael.
Mike Allen with the United States Wildland Fire Service, aka BLM Fire, but I'm here.
Right on. Kenneth.
Kenneth Baldwin, RPF, Indian Creek.
Also, Jerry.
Hi, everybody. Jerry Cousins with the Trinity County Collaborative.
And Charlie.
Hey guys, Charlie Holthouse here, neighborhood ambassador for Rush Creek Estates area, RPF and timber tax forester.
Dina.
Dina Magdaleno with the Sonungwe Council.
So, Casey.
Hi everyone, Casey Toole with North Coast Air Quality.
And Larry.
Larry Glass was SAFE, the Trinity Collaborative, and I'm the South Fork Mountain Local Area Advisor.
Awesome. Right on, everybody. Welcome. Did I miss Cindy? Cindy.
Hello, Cindy Childress with the Naromic Wintu Nation and Trinity County VOAD Vice Chair. Nice to see everybody.
Likewise. All right. Well, do we have any additions or changes to the agenda? Early departure project updates? Any? Well, that makes that quick. Yeah. Jade, okay. All right, discussion. So we are accepting the 2026 Fire Safe Trinity Award nominations.
Yes. So third year for our Fire Safe Trinity Award. So we sent out the link for making any nominations for anyone you think has supported wildfire resilience, wildfire risk reduction, or generally works in line with the County Fire Safe Council mission in your community, neighborhood, or across Trinity County broadly. So we will accept all nominations and submissions through the next Fire Safe Council meeting, where we'll tally it all up and make the announcement for who got the most votes for this year.
How do people vote?
So we have a Google form that you can submit to. Alternatively, feel free to send me an email, call me, pull me aside after this meeting, and I'll take a note, whichever way is easier, and then we'll add it to our form and tabulate it.
So how do we know who's nominated so we know who to vote for?
Oh, typically there will be reoccurring folks who will just like get submitted. I guess when I say nomination, like cast your vote for who you'd like to win the award.
So the most nominations win?
Yes, or the most votes.
Okay.
The most nominations. Yes.
Most nominations
wins. Yes.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yes.
Got that on that?
I think so, unless anyone has questions.
Any questions or comments about the Fire Safe Trinity Award nominations? Nope. All right. I'd also like to welcome Dave. He was outside the room.
Thanks, guys. I was outside the room. I'm still outside joining you from an.
Well played.
Appreciate you guys taking the time.
All right. Well,
We also got Bob.
and Bob. Bob showed up as well.
Yeah, sorry for being late.
No worries. All right. Well, then on to grants.
Okay. So our first letter of support is from Watershed Center, which I don't think we have a representative yet.
We talked about it last meeting.
Yeah. That was for Hayfork fires.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Which I know. So if we're comfortable skipping Watershed for now until a representative, right? That.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the next one is for the Hayfork Fire Prevention District. I don't see Leroy or Chris on call. Astrid, would you prefer if we move that one until either Chris or Leroy come online, or would you like to present that one? Not to just totally.
I honestly have no idea what they're presenting, so
Okay.
I can't help, but thank you.
Okay. So we can pause that, and I can give a presentation on the third one.
Go for it.
Okay. So this is an RCD application for the Open Cal Fire Wildfire Prevention Grant Opportunity. So this is a multifaceted project. So we have some fuel reduction around Browns Mountain and defensible space work with the Kenton Palm Xenia VFD in the Kenton Palm Xenia areas. And then we are also going to be using this funding to continue community chipping coverage countywide for the next 3 years. And that's going to be joint between the RCD and then also securing some funding to support Watershed Center chipping activities. And then a smaller piece of this is going to be some landowner outreach and technical support to see county landowner interest for targeted grazing and potentially supporting some growth for targeted grazing opportunities within the county. So that's like prescribed herbivory, like utilizing the goats is like mostly what we were thinking for that. And then this would also provide some funding to support Fire Safe Council program staff for neighborhood ambassador support. So right now, the county coordinator funding supports us in like doing all the organizing and outreach and planning for neighborhood ambassador like volunteer work days, but we cannot use it to cover like staff time at the volunteer days. So this would be able to support us like actually having staff supporting those days. But the bulk of it is going to be for the implementation and chipping components. So I can share the draft letter on the screen for the folks online. Scroll down to it. So in total, we have 150 acres of fuel reduction. That'll be about 122 acres of pile burning on Browns Mountain, and then 26 acres for the Kenton Palm Xenia piece. And so our vision for that, we've been working with the volunteer fire department to do something similar to what Weaverville Fire does. And so the timing for their schedule, because they typically help out the forest, like man the Forest Service station down there in fire season. So they're open around like April to June. So we figure if they're helping us do some outreach for chipping in April and March, and then starting with some chipping prep for some folks that can't do the chipping prep themselves, then that would be a great way to get more work done in the area, because then the Watershed Center can come down with their chipping crew and get the material chipped. So it's up to 26 acres for that. And then in total, we're projecting at least 500 properties benefited from the community chipping countywide with this opportunity as well. So that is what we got. And I can answer any questions, or I'm happy to hear any comments as well.
Skylar, are you guys asking for the full 950? Just curious.
Yes.
Right.
Skylar, do you already have goats submitted?
Like you've reached out and you know where you would get them and that you could get them?
Great question. So we have been in community, so no, unfortunately, we do not have goats already identified, but we've been talking to some other RCDs within the North Coast region who have been working with targeted grazing folks. And right now, what's the website? There's this like popular website that folks can use to get targeted grazing on their property or access if they have like a business that they want to share for targeted grazing called match.graze. And there's a large whole in Trinity County. There aren't that many, there aren't operators that are like in the network. So our conservation planner has completed a targeted grazing course, and we have a bunch of literature and connections with UCCE. So our hope through this opportunity is to do outreach in areas we've identified could potentially benefit from targeted grazing and reach out to landowners and see if they're interested in doing that.
So the only reason I'm asking, it's been a bit ago, but I did hear somewhere that people that have goats weren't like utilizing, they wouldn't come to Trinity County anymore because their goats got eaten.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm just wondering, is that still a thing or you really could get them? That's what I was asking.
Yeah, well, so when we've talked to some of the other RCDs, predation on the goats is a concern almost everywhere. So that would be definitely like a conversation to be had with folks who are interested in the program.
Yeah.
But like necessary elements are typically like always having a shepherd on site or having like a guard dog or something like that. So that you're like a bit of a
You know, it wasn't that many weeks ago. Remember going into Reading and
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
that? And I'm like,
Yes.
so cool.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
And I noticed they had 2 or 3 guard dogs that was with them too. It's these big fluffy, Pyrenees type dogs that were up
Okay.
there with the goats.
Nice.
So
Yeah. And certainly they were sectioned. They did this section next time.
Oh,
I went
yeah.
by, they were moved.
Oh,
they were
yeah.
here,
I remember the first
and
time
they were
going to
gone.
Reading and they were just
Yeah.
everywhere. I'm like, wow.
Exactly.
I mean, there used to be companies, I mean, we had goats work on our property in Weaverville. The place out in Douglas City that raised the Gora goats, they would rented them out.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was great. Blackberries gone.
Nice.
So yeah, there were small companies here, but yeah, there weren't the big
Yeah.
companies.
Yeah.
And there was an issue with having to pay the shepherd's prevailing wage and all that kind of stuff. There were several bills before the state legislature, and so I'm not sure how that all sorted out, but
Well, get it in quick, because it won't be long, they'll have prevailing wage for the dogs too.
yeah.
I see Larry has his hand raised.
Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that SAFE has worked on this issue extensively, and that is a problem with the labor regulations for the people working on the grazing issues, and that has kind of it's thinned out the amount of people that are doing that. Now, there used to be it was a growing area. There was maybe 30 different grazers out there from the Oregon border down to Chico, and now it's thinned out considerably. But there are still people doing it, and the dogs are essential. If you do not have the big I forget what they're called, Anatoly shepherds or whatever they're called, but you have to have them with you, otherwise your goats start getting picked off by one of the many predators that are out there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
Right on. So do we have any concerns or questions with supporting this letter? Anybody?
Do we need a motion?
Well, if nobody opposes, then
Everybody opposes?
Go for it.
Everyone approves, right?
Consensus, yes.
All right. Well, then we'll go ahead and get a signature on that guy and make that happen.
Thank you, everyone.
Absolutely.
Another person.
I think Dave says I approve. Thank you, Dave.
Solid.
Oh, Michaela snuck in.
Oh, yes. We have Michaela that's joining us.
Hi, Michaela. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Michaela from Caltrans District 2. I'm the Veg Management Specialist. I work with Tom March and Rob Mead.
Cool.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so we still don't have anybody for those other two
Not yet.
grant letters. So do we want to move on to project updates?
I can do my quick coordinator.
Oh, I'm sorry about it.
That's okay.
I missed details. Right on.
I'm pretty quick this month. A lot of our time has been focused on grant applications. So we've been working with our forest health team and the watershed centers to prepare this wildfire prevention application. In addition, we're looking at National Forest Foundation funding to apply for some, it'll be matching dollars for our county coordinator funding for Fire Safe Council outreach. But it has to be on national forest lands. So we've reached out to Shasta Trinity with some ideas on exciting ways to engage residents on national forest lands in regards of fire safety and education. So some of the things we've talked about is doing a nature journaling series. So for a prescribed fire, we were thinking in the Weirville Community Forest doing a before and after that of nature journaling for fire effects. We're thinking about doing like a junior fire safe badge. So if you fill out a worksheet of fire safe things you've done in the national forest or ways that you reduce your fire risk, then you can earn a fire safe patch. So we're getting kind of fun with it, trying to think of creative ways to encourage fire safe education on our national forest. It's cute.
So I'll ask Pat. So we're talking about like National Forest Foundation grant application for matching funding for the Fire Safe Council coordinator, and we just approved the letter to a grant application for wildfire prevention grant funding, which also provides some matching funds. Do you want to give an update now or wait till later on the legislation?
Senate Bill 973.
Yeah.
I can give a quick update.
Perfect.
So earlier this week, Senate Bill 973, which is the bill that would essentially codify the having countywide wildfire coordinators in every county in the state, was passed on consent agenda at the Assembly Natural Resources Committee. And it goes on the 29th of June before the Assembly's Emergency Management Resources Committee on consent also. And I believe that it's already, remember, it's a Senate bill, so it's already been through that process on the state Senate side. So this is getting closer and closer.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Again, it doesn't include any funding, which is why it's cruising through, so easily the funding. But what it does is it sets up an annual process whereby CAL FIRE would appropriate or include a certain amount of money every year for county coordinators statewide.
Awesome.
Who sponsored them? The guy who just got elected. Sure.
I don't remember now the names.
No worries.
Stern might have been one, Senator Stern, and begins with a B.
So I think the guy who
It's running
just
for
got,
insurance commission, right?
yeah.
Banks or something like that. If it wasn't Banks.
That was my only update, just a lot of grant writing. Chris Losey's.
Awesome.
We have Jennifer and Chris. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we got a couple of additions to the crowd. Chris, would you like to introduce yourself? Chris Losey, are you up there? All right, we'll go to Jennifer. How about you?
Yes, if I can get my camera to work. I don't know if it worked or not. Good afternoon, Jennifer Mata. I'm the field manager for the Reading Bureau of Land Management. And you guys haven't seen me on the Fire Safe Council calls before, but with the shift from BLM now having the U.S. Wildland Fire Service, we figured it was important for the Land Management Agency to be present, as well as the rep from the U.S. Wildland Fire Service at these meetings. So good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome. All right. Well, we've got Chris, so we could get an update on the second letter of support for the Hayfork Fire Prevention District. If he's there. Chris Losi.
Working with these.
Yeah.
Got it.
Got nothing.
Maybe we can circle back.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So we can go ahead and move forward towards project updates, beginning with the Willow Creek Fire Safe Council.
All right. And then again, this is Gina Moon with the Willow Creek Fire Safe Council. I'm going to share our project coordinator Jen's report first. Our phase 2 project, the burning has been completed around the structures prior to that suspension that we went into. And they are going to be continuing to cut and pile around on the Browning Mountain and within the 2 projects and be prepared for more burning in the fall. Phase 3 is the RFP was released yesterday, and that will be for 94.5 acres on the Panther and Butterfly Creek drainages, which is just south of Willow Creek, around a populated communities. So Campbell Ridge project, she's involved with Trinity County. Projects areas have been finalized, and we plan on implementing them in July. And we, of course, were awarded that NCRP grant. We had our kickoff meeting yesterday. And so we're pretty excited about that. Our successional planning is, it's like, it's out there. And then trying to build up our crew capacity and plug away, because we do have a lot going on. It's hit and miss, but we, like as an example, would like to invite everyone to Bigfoot Days this weekend. That's kind of on the fun side. We will have a entry in the parade and a booth over at the Veterans Park in Willow Creek. They've advertised so well. The Chamber of Commerce did that a few years back when we held it at the park. There was like 3,000 some people there. There's a softball tournament happening. It's a co-ed. There's the bike park grand opening and a kids zone, a live band, and we'll be selling snow cones there. So if you happen to be in Willow Creek, come and see us. Other than that, we're just business as usual and happy to be here. Thanks again for all the support from Trinity County RCD and the Fire Safe Council.
Thank you, Jim. Nice work. All right, move forward. Weaverville.
We have 40 properties on our list, and we've done 20.
Thanks.
Oh, word.
We're all small ones. We're going to slow down. We got a couple of big ones, and then the 4th of July weekend. Some other projects we have to deal with.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Moving forward, the watershed. We have watershed representative.
Yeah.
Hi, Sophia Seedy has arrived. Sorry, I was running a little late today. It's busy at the Watershed Center with our field season, and I'm in the thick of a forest health proposal. Hopefully, that was introduced. I'm sorry if I missed any discussion about that, but I'd be happy to answer any questions about our forest health proposal that is going in for the area from Salyer to Junction City, including Weaverville. Yes, our field crews are absolutely out there busy. We've got them down on South Fork Road and all sorts of places, South County and Pilot, and we're doing layout all over the place. And So, and I'd be happy to, I don't know a ton of details about what the resource crews are up to, but if anyone has any specific questions, I'd be happy to get some answers for you.
Sophia, we were actually waiting on you to present the letter of support.
Great. Thank you. I'm so sorry I was running a little tardy today. Yeah, we have our Forest Health proposal, which is very exciting. We're coordinating with the Shasta Trinity, the Six Rivers National Forest, the Sanungwe, the Norelmuk, and Junction to do private lands work on Junction City. It's a pretty ambitious cross-boundary project that includes the Trinity County RCD doing work on the State Lands Commission in Weaverville. And yeah, we would appreciate your support if you are interested in supporting this All Lands project.
Does this relate at all to the Junction City project where the collaborative just did the tour and all that?
Yeah, there's a little bit of land of implementation work on Junction City public land that would leverage that Junction City EA to do some implementation work there.
Thank you.
Okay, here's one.
Well, does anybody have any questions or concerns about submitting this letter of support to the Watershed Council? Questions about details for Sonia?
No, I'd say we support it.
Solid. Well, we got a motion for support. I'll second the motion.
Sorry, I was caught up in traffic. I was going to answer questions.
No,
I was caught up on the Brockland Summit. I'm so sorry.
We're going to get to you in a minute. Perfect timing.
We're in Watershed. Oh, great. I thought this was ours.
No worries. Not here, Chris. All right. Well, then that's squared away. You're approved. We will sign that letter of support and get it out.
Thanks, everyone. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we want to shift back to the Hayfork and sure is
Chris.
Oh, this.
Hey, you're up, Chris.
You're in two folders.
Who do I have? Who do I have? Who's on Chris Losey? That might be Leroy, yeah?
Oh, that's right.
Because I sent him my link.
Oh,
why you was not answering.
Okay, what I have going on, I apologize. Anyway.
Is that Leroy?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, what I did is I didn't have a link, so I forwarded him my link. I didn't realize it would.
That's okay. That's so, no wonder he didn't.
It's like when we had 5 Skylar Fishers on the call one time.
There you go.
So funny.
Chris, are you there, Chris?
Sorry. Is Astrid here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to take the lead?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, thanks so much for for considering this letter. I've discussed this project before. This is a project to do fuel reduction on 100 acres on private land in the fire scar of the Blue Fire, 2015 Blue Fire. It is dominated by dead trees and brush now. I can even pass this around. Here's some pictures taken last week. The rest of it is just documentation. So the photos are on the first page. So yeah, still a lot of standing dead trees, even 10 years, 11 years out. A lot of brush has grown in. We want to cut down the trees. Masticate the brush and burn what isn't susceptible to mastication. There's also a community outreach component, gotta figure out the word of it. Wildfire education. Sorry, what's the term? It's wildfire education, wildfire prevention education component that would educate the community with focus on the Hmong community, which is very populated out there. We would use that as both an opportunity to expand, to expose that community to fire prevention and defensible space concepts, and also use that as a way to enroll people in the project. Right now, we've got about 15 landowners that represent about 40 acres. So we're going to probably be maybe 3 times that, and in order to get about 100 acres. Some of that is going to be treated through a most likely a timber operator, but it doesn't have to be. So through a vegetation management contract, we'll take the majority of the work, but we also will employ both the Hayfork VFD and the Post Mountain VFD to do fuel reduction in the steep areas, to do some pruning, and to do some burning. I just learned today that this grant will not cover planting trees no matter what, which I think is a little bit silly, because we want to create a shaded field break. And how do you create a shaded field break where there's no trees? But they will not support tree planting. So we're planning to come back later and get another grant to do tree planting, which will be a small portion of the money. And that the need won't be there for another year or two. So that's our project. The Hayfork Fire Protection District will be the lead, and they'll be contracting through various entities, including myself, the Post Mountain VFD, for assistance with fuel reduction, likely involving the new nonprofit in Hayfork, the Cultural Center, and also working with the RCD on program delivery, education delivery. So focuses on the 100 acres, but we hope to use it as a way to bring a lot of groups together, expand and expose the community to fire prevention. You know, I was a little shocked. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to a landowner and saying, you know, we're applying for this grant to cut down the trees and brush, and you know, their property looks like this. And the first question to me was, well, why would we want to do that? And it just blew me away. I mean, it was just simple ignorance. That there's still a lot of people out there who don't understand that this land, especially this particular land, is a real tinderbox. So that's what we hope to get some inroads in.
All right, do we
Leroy, did you want to add something?
Yeah, I just want to bring it up that this is my first step into larger scale grant world, and there's some things that we're looking at. That we're going to act as if we're moving forward, but we also want to look at timing and all the remaining pieces of the puzzle to come at this properly and successful. At this moment, I'm still in a full move forward motion, but I'm also looking to our partnerships to ensure that we're doing this appropriately, properly, and in a manner that we will succeed. As I understand, the larger grant world and the administration is not an easy job.
Did anybody catch that? Because you're coming through super broken, Leroy. I don't.
How about now?
That's a little bit better. I got you there.
Let's simple it down. I thank you guys.
You're still pretty broken up. I apologize.
Hey, we're just gonna skip this part then. I have no comment.
That came in clear.
So Chris, just because I don't understand ownership, is it checkerboardy?
All private. It's all private. The only
So
non.
you'll be able to do a continuous kind of.
We're going to try to create as much continuous as we can, but the reality is we're not going to get through to all the landowners.
Yeah.
We've got about 200 acres, 175 acres that we've identified as being susceptible to treatment. We want to treat 100 acres of that.
Okay.
We know we're not going to get everything. There's no way. But the only real public is the right of way along Post Mountain PUD roads, where we could potentially do something, although
In their right of way.
in their right of way, and we got permission from the Post Mountain PUD to do work there. But really, this is primarily going to be on private lands, and some people own multiple parcels,
Yeah.
so that's helpful. But it's kind of the idea of creating a splat out there where we're not treating everything, but we're treating a lot. And we also hope that once we get going, we'd like to start and do some. If we can get just a tiny bit of money, we'd like to do a demonstration on about an acre of land on Trinity Pines Drive to get people excited about the idea and to get maybe other people to sign up. Because there's always going to be reluctance to sign up to something that hasn't been proven. So if we can do a demonstration on an acre or two in a visible area, then we can point to that as an example of what we want to accomplish and hopefully get more people signing. I'd love to be turning people away. But we can't assume that everyone will sign up.
Cool. Did we have anything from the lady who came from Post Mountain? I'm horrible with names. Astrid, sorry about that. Do you have anything to add, Astrid? She's still there, maybe?
No.
Oh, we lost her. All righty. Well,
I say great effort again.
Yeah.
For it.
So if we don't have any concerns or objections, I'm all about.
Great. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. You might look at the California Fire Foundation grant window is open right now through July 8th. It's only like max of like 25,000, but if you want to do, like you said, a little demo project, they're into that kind of stuff.
Could you email him?
It's on the.
Unfortunately, this is due on July 8th.
Their application form is super easy.
Yeah.
It was on your. It's on the Fire Safe Council newsletter.
Nice.
The
Like
California,
that.
the California Fire Foundation. We've gotten grants from them to do like little demonstration projects and little fuel reduction projects. And I don't know, they might be interested in one that's like more of a post-fire kind of thing.
Well, and I would think with the cultural
yeah.
uniqueness there too.
So it's California Fire Foundation.
Okay. Great.
If any of these applications would benefit from support from the board generally, that agenda will be taking items through July 1st, I think 11th is the deadline. So if you want me to help
Your
you
board,
submit those,
okay.
I can do that.
There's probably no way you can get a letter by the 8th though, right?
Yeah, it would be signed on the 7th.
You could get a letter of support by the 8th. Oh, that'd be great. Thank you.
So
Should I talk to Drew? Or
no, you should
Frank?
just send me the letter and I'll
Okay.
send it right over.
Okay.
Yeah, just change this letter a little bit.
Thank you.
Board of Supervisors.
I will say that, and I want to praise them every chance I can. I'm being paid under a NCRP grant, so your tax dollars at work. The second technical assistance grant for this project is funded by the Northwest Resource Partnership, and they've expressed, for example, if we don't get this grant, they've expressed willingness to consider another round of grants if we, this is the first application that we're really working on like this of this size. And so, there's a chance we might not have all the I's dotted and T's crossed. So we might need to apply again. Thankfully, they offer this. They're going to start offering these grants every 6 months because this is there's the Prop 4 and the Climate Change Initiative, and they cycle back and forth. So if we don't get this one, we could apply in the fall. We might be coming back to you in the fall if we don't get it.
That's great. Excellent. All right, so letter of support, sign it. Solid. All right, well then I guess we can keep moving forward into the project updates. And I believe we are on Six Rivers National Forest. Do we have any representatives here today? Not this month. All right. Shasta Trinity National Forest. Okay. Oh, negative?
We got Bob.
Oh, Bob.
Looks like I may be the only one here. All I can tell you is that we are cooking along as fast as we can on the many projects we have, but as far as details, I wouldn't be the best source of that. That said, if you guys have questions, holler at me and I can ask the right people and get the right answers to you.
Right on, Bob. Thank you.
So, so who would I ask? I have questions about two projects. One is the Bowerman Ridge timber sale, whether or not that went through. I think last time Kelly McElroy said that you had a small business bidder, but you weren't sure if they were qualified, and so they were looking at the secondary bidder. So I'm curious about whether or not that timber sale went through, because that's all the fuel reduction timber stuff along Highway 3.
Okay.
And then the other is, what's the status of starting up again for the Long Canyon Rainier Road? That timber sale, is that also included some thinning along Highway 3? We're supposed to start up once the LOPs were lifted.
Alrighty.
So, how would I find out the status of those?
Well, I'll tell you what, if it would be possible to get your email, and I'll do some snooping around down here and I'll get the right person to you.
Okay, I think I've got your email, so I'll just email you some questions. How's that?
That'd be great.
Okay, thanks, Bob.
All right. Thank you, Carol.
Not at all. Moving forward, we have anybody from the UC Cooperative Extension? So, all right, got Dina for the Snugway.
Well, we've been busy downriver, and the Watershed Center has been on South Fork Road doing fuel reduction projects, and Sophia Sadie is a blessing to work with. She has come and convinced the unconvincible to actually have our properties meet the Forest Service lines, and we're trying to put a group together for a forest management area from mile 2 to mile 3 on South Fork Road with the Watershed Center. And there are 26 separate properties in that area that there's been quite a bit of fuel reduction done there. And our next phases are to begin to look at it as a forest management area. And then the tribe also has NCRP funds to do some home assessments and encourage the property owners not only to join the forest management area, but to get complete assessments so that they know how to manage their property around their houses for that first 100 feet. We also have begun to discuss and plan a Good Fire project, a cultural burn at the mouth of South Fork, which is where our principal village is. And we're working with the Crook and have offered, the Yuroks have also offered to assist us with that project. It's going to be planning, putting together a cultural burn plan and doing training for hazel burning. And we're just beginning the process. The elders are meeting with our consultant, Kathy McCovey, for the first time tomorrow. So we're doing what we can to be fire ready, and we can never be too ready. So I really would like to support and emphasize the Hmong property project. I understand that you have to bring people along one owner at a time, and I applaud your effort on their behalf. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, move forward. Anybody from public utilities today?
There we go. Yep. We are full swing fire prevention all across all fronts. Hazard tree abatement throughout the county. We just completed about 2 miles of roadside along Highway 3 from Bowerman to
Dave, you went away.
We lost you.
Lost him.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'll be back for a second.
Oh man, I apologize for my bad connection. I'm trying to do this from the field. Yeah, I'll just keep talking, and if you can't hear me, then that's what happens. I apologize for that. But yeah, we're on our fire settings for our reclosers all throughout the county. Project from Bowerman to Covington Mill was completed this last week. We've got CDF conservation crews working Helena area. I don't know if you heard the last time that we got a new general manager, Sarah Sheets. So happy to have her steering our ship. I got off a call this morning on the RAP project, and it looks like we're approaching the finish line with that. Aspen says that mid-August should be public comment, and public draft should be ready. So other than that, business as usual, keeping the lights on. Go ahead with your question, Carol.
Actually, as a compliment first, I'm getting lots of compliments from people about the work along Highway 3 that Silvertop has done. It looks great and people love it. My question is, it stopped kind of at Davis Creek, north of Covington Mill on the east side. So are they going to come back and do that stretch of PUD line along the highway?
Yes, we are. We're a little different to prescription through there because it is a water course through there. So, but we are still doing work up there.
Okay.
So all that chipping that we see on 3, that's PUD
Along the power line. Didn't that look great?
That is amazing. I was just there. And
I
it's
agree.
incredible. And it goes and goes. How many miles of roadside does it cover?
That's approximately 2. Goes into Bowerman. We shifted over. We were doing mastication work until it got too hot, and so we started kind of up at Eagle Creek area, and we're doing mastication work. And once it turned hot, we went back to the shifted gears to the chipping.
So it's like 2 miles right on Highway 3.
Yeah, so the deer aren't going to be able to sneak up on you, at least on one side of the road.
The elk, no.
Yeah. So other than that, I appreciate everything that we did get our CAL FIRE wildfire prevention grant submitted. Appreciate your letter of support and all that you guys are doing there. We support everything you guys are doing.
I have a question for Dave. So you said that the RAC is going to go for public comment in August, right?
I sure hope so. It's been.
Does that mean that all the agencies have now finished their review and they've kind of checked it off so it can go out public, or are they still looking?
Oh boy. Well, the Western Area Power has a couple of more things that they're going over, but as far as I know, we're in the final stages. I believe at least 80% of the documents have been sent and reviewed. So we're like in our last little bit of 20 here. So
that includes Forest Service and.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
It's been four iterations, 4 revisions. So I think that if anybody had something to say, they should have said it. So hopefully we can get this over the finish line.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Jerry.
Moving forward, Trinity Center.
No update.
Right. Resource Conservation District.
I think that's me.
Yes, sir.
Just one second. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I just had a meeting with our Forest Health program leaders and have to report out that we are currently moving forward with the Weaverville Fuel Break planning project. We have NSO surveys that are still ongoing. We have engaged with the Watershed Research and Training Center's botany program to get some of the botany surveys moving. And generally, we are getting re-engaged with Forest Service staff and probably will be increasing that level of engagement into July. So that'll be good and will help to move that project forward. We've adopted the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Biological Assessment for roadside and ridgetop fuel breaks, which is a pretty broad programmatic that will be the basis for most of the prescription, although we're going to go a lot lighter and adhere more to the direction of the collaborative groups white paper, but using that as sort of the basis for our BA. So we'll be moving that forward as part of that project. Let's see. I can report on the McConnell Foundation project. We have observed that SPI, which is a significant portion of the footprint of that project, has pulled back their access to their lands up in the Trinity Center area. And I think there is negotiations going on with regard to between McConnell Foundation and SPI to continue the work that we've started, mastication primarily within their lands. But in the meantime, the contractor summit has shifted gears and has been working kind of from north to south, starting in the Knowles and Trinity Center, doing actual manual hand cutting, chipping, and some mastication where appropriate. And that work is continuing at this stage. We've flagged out the Parks Trinity project, which is being funded on the Trinity side along the IP road or the Parks Creek Road from basically Highway 3 all the way up to the top. That project will be somewhat funded with our partnership through NIFWIF funding, through the Watershed Center, and partly through our CAL FIRE Forest Health grant. So that flagging has already been completed, and we anticipate working up in that area, later this summer. We're currently working, I think just currently finished working on part of our CWDG grant that we're partnering with Humboldt County RCD on down in the Sawyer area, doing work in along the Denny Road, Sawyer, in Sawyer itself, Hennessy Road, Suzy Q. I think we wrapped up earlier this week. The crews have moved back since then onto our Forest Health agreement and working on Forest Service lands up in and around Covington Mill. And I think that's all I have currently to report.
So Kelly, I see all the RCD trucks up at Guy Covington, and it looks like they're working on the east side of Stewart's Fork.
Correct.
Are you guys gonna still come back? Stewart, yeah, anyway, East Fork or Stewart's Fork, whatever. You guys gonna come back and do the Forest Service lots in Covington Mill itself, you know, the end of the cul-de-sacs, or is that gonna be the watershed center?
My understanding is that we're going to be doing some work in and around the private lands within Covington Mill once they finish up that one kind of 29-acre piece that they've been chipping away at for the past 8 months or whatever. I don't know about the Forest Service pieces, so I would need to ask and get back to you on that.
Okay, because that was part of the Bowerman Cooperative Fuel Break
Mm.
environmental documents, and I know for a while it was dithering whether it was RCD or the watershed center that we're going to do the federal part, because Forest Service owns lots within Covington Mill. So,
Yep, I've seen those.
so who would I?
I would need to inquire with Gracie about what the plan is for those. I have a hard time believing that, a lot of that work was getting, I think, picked up by SPI on the Bowerman like Ridge project itself, but I don't know that they were intending to work on those smaller lots within Covington Mill. So I'll inquire with Gracie and find out about that.
Okay, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet.
Kelly, at least one really happy landowner up in the Knolls.
Oh, good. That I think that this, like
years.
The work that Summit's actually doing, and we've not worked with them before, but the work that Summit's doing is very thorough and we think, quite qualitative. So we're hoping that project is going to continue to roll out and that McConnell Foundation and SPI can work out their differences and get us back into their SPI lands in that stretch along the highway there and south of Trinity Center. But the work that handwork that they're doing is pretty outstanding. So we've been pretty pleased with that. Any other questions?
Yeah, I would love to. So this last month, I have had an awesome opportunity to be out of the office and do a ton of prescribed burning. I got to go on the Yellow Star Thistle treks that the watershed put on. We were in Douglas City, High and Palm, and in Hayfork burning and burned about 170 acres. I know that Megan Clean has done a great job recapping that on their Facebook page. So if you want more information, feel free to go on that. But we had a lot of the VFDs come out and help. I got signed off on my fire effects monitoring and WCG qualification, which is really cool. I have one more class to take before I'm fully certified, but got my final evaluation during that treks. And then afterward, about a week later, I was able to support the High and Palm PBA, finishing up prescribed fire on the High and Palm Airport. So that has a really significant black zone now for safety going into wildland fire season. And then actually just last night, I got back home from burning with the Mid-Klamath Watershed Council up in Siskiyou County, up in Happy Camp, helping some of their grassland burns. So I've had a pretty busy past month, just doing a lot. I think I've done almost 200 acres of prescribed fire in the last 3 weeks. So that was really cool to be a part of. And Mid-Klamath is going to be burning through the end of the week and even into next week in Soames Bar and Orleans. So it's cool to see prescribed fire in all of NorCal, but it was especially incredible to be a part of a lot of prescribed burning in the county this past couple weeks. So feeling lucky.
Pyromaniac.
I feel like I've been bitten by the bug for sure. It's been a lot of fun. It's cool. I think every burn we did, the landowner came out and got to hold the torch and burn as well. So it was very cool to see them not just having us on their land, but engaging in it with it as well. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah. We had people from LA, from British Columbia, from Argentina, and from Spain. So a lot of people it locally and around. So yeah, it was a good time.
Emily, it was awesome to see all the stuff. Everybody was so excited on the Hayfork burn.
It was awesome. It was really cool to have so many people out there. I think every day we had at least 40 people, if not more. Federal partners, state partners. I mean, it was just everyone was there. It felt like it was a good time. And all the burns went extremely successful. I mean, a lot of support from the communities. Everybody felt really safe and engaged. And, it was just, it all went incredibly well. It was some of the best burning in 2 weeks that I think we could have hoped for. So, yeah. Cool.
Hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, spectacular work.
Yeah.
Appreciate what you're doing. We have anybody from planning? No. Oh, yes.
I don't have a whole lot. We continue to make sure that we're all doing trainings for the Emergency Operations Center in the event that we need to open that this year. Everybody in the department that's been allocated to a job in the EOC has been dedicated some job specific trainings to make sure we know what we're doing if we have to open the EOC. And then additionally, this week we had the California Department of Social Services come and do a shelter training. Do they help you?
No, some people need a little more stimulation.
Sorry, so we had California Department of Social Services come up this week and do shelter training with several members of the Health and Human Services Department, because the Social Services Department is who is technically in charge of sheltering should we need to open one, and if Red Cross is not available to come for any reason. So we worked on that, went through our shelter trailer, made sure everything was well organized and easy to find in the event that we need it. End of report.
Awesome.
You're gonna ask Arena and Liz about this island?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Anyone from the collaborative?
Yeah. Larry.
I'm here. Just a few things to report. The last two cameras are kind of mired in Forest Service questions. The staff person who started with us, or the last one who started with us, has retired, and the new staff person seems to have a lot more questions that need to be addressed. So we'll update as things do or do not move forward. The only other thing of note is that there was a field trip that Carol referred to earlier up in the Junction City area, and I wasn't on it, but I do have a report from Larry, who thought it was one of the best field trips, and it was a good project, and wanted to give lots of props to Xander Winter for laying it out and just involving so many people. And possibly, I don't know if Kelly was there or Kenneth or Carol and Pat were there, but if
I
you
missed
would want
it.
to share.
I missed it.
Candace, you're muted.
Kenneth missed
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just report out that we had some members of the community that were particularly interested in seeing, the project, and, were largely involved in requesting that the project be done. So it's kind of one of those situations where we're starting to see like that full, spectrum, full arc of like the community coming to us and saying like, we see this need, can we get something done out here? And then the Watershed Center being in a place where they could actually work with the Forest Service, have a partner-led NEPA, and move a project like that forward. Obviously, there's a lot of fuels reduction in the project itself, but it's definitely abutted, against that western flank that was heavily impacted by the Monument fire itself, and addresses sort of a lot of the mortality and loss that we saw in there. There is some green timber sale component. It's moved. I think they initially conceived of it as being more of a CE, but it's now moved into an EA. And they're doing a lot of different things like actual, like a meadow restoration up at the top of Hawker Meadows. And so it's a pretty exciting project because it really does kind of cover a lot of bases, everything from post-fire recovery to green timber sales to fuels reduction to meadow restoration, et cetera. So it was really exciting to see the progress that they've made. Xander came out, Cindy Buxton came out and talked about the meadows. So it was a really good field tour, and I think like having that level of engagement, not only with the folks that are kind of more intimately involved with the project and the land managers, but the actual community itself it was good to see and good feedback and learned a lot. So it was really a productive meeting.
Larry also commented when he was sharing his information, how the community was very supportive of the project. So I think that's it from the collaborative.
Just for the Fire Safe Council's information, I would like to kind of circle back and emphasize what you started off saying, Jerry, which is we're still unsuccessful, and I'm not sure exactly the reason why, whether it's Forest Service or the UC San Diego folks, but we don't have any alert wildfire cameras on the north half of the county. I was looking at the Democrat Gulch fire on the wildfire camera on Oregon Mountain, and seeing how useful that was. And watching, okay, black smoke, white smoke, structure fire, wildland fire, and then to not have the Forest Service and all that kind of cranking along with the special use permit so that UC San Diego can get out there and install it is just very, very frustrating. So I would say if it's not done by the time we do the next month's agenda, I'd like to put it on the agenda to write a letter to them or something and say, hey, promised it would be there before wildfire season, and we're in the wildfire season.
Yeah, I share your frustration, Carol, and you're right. They promised early on in early spring that it'd be up by fire season. But I think it is a combination of institutions not being very responsive after really over promising and under delivering.
Yeah, I want my camera.
Absolutely. Those are two real important ones.
Can I ask, are there structures on that, is it?
It's a
Forest
Service Bonanza King lookout. So next to the lookout, not attached to the lookout, they're gonna put a little tiny solar panel and a little tiny mount for the camera. And to get the special uses permit
So
for that
have they mentioned there's cultural issues?
there's zero cultural.
Have they mentioned what?
There's no cultural issues for the.
Oh, yeah, there's none. And it's the same story on the Ironside Mountain. There's lots of community down there.
Because Ironside, I don't think there was cultural issues, right?
Not for the particular camera location. But there's none on Bonanza King. It's like a mined bridge town where the lookout is sit.
I was often surprised when to hear about cultural issues where
And
I mean, Dana will tell you, I mean, Ironside is definitely more sensitive than Bonanza King.
Yes, but the tribes have reviewed it and approved.
On Ironside, there are cultural issues, very important cultural issues, but not with the camera because there's an existing tower. All you have to do is put the cameras on the existing tower. So it's not a cultural issue at all.
In my experience, it wasn't prehistoric or tribal issues. It was historic issues. It was the
Ironside is prehistoric. It's a sacred mountain. It's where doctors went to train from the Chimariko, Hupa, and Snungwe tribes. It's a very important cultural site.
Sorry, I was referring to a different location. I'm sorry, I'm not arguing that point. I'm saying that there was a different mountain on which there were no tribal issues, but there were historic issues. So sorry if that was confusing. I wasn't talking about Ironside.
Yeah, no, that's why at Bonanza King, the tower, it's not attached to the lookout at all because the lookout has been there. It's completely separate from the lookout.
And on Ironside, the lookout had burned, and there's an existing infrastructure with Velocity that's already providing internet services to the Burnt Ranch School, and it's just attaching another camera and installing a solar panel. So it seemed easy.
Yeah,
Sorry, I got carried away.
My fault.
go to jail, do not collect $200. You got roll doubles to get out of jail.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
Jill left, so I don't think we have anybody from the Board of Supervisors.
No, I was curious if anybody has heard status of Title III funding.
No, we haven't got.
Okay.
We need to find out.
All right. No,
For next is North Coast, right?
all right.
Yeah, saves.
See.
Larry's gone.
Yes. Okay.
Casey.
Oh, the air quality management. Copy that.
Casey.
Casey, do we have any updates from air quality?
No updates today.
Thank you. The Norelma went to, Cindy?
I have just a couple. We did receive a couple of fuels reduction award grants from NCRP as well for our 78 acres of land back. We call it Redbud. It is between the Straw House Cafe and Big Bar and the Old Cox Bar School, which is now Trinity River Natives Cultural Center on the south side of the river. And so we are also a recipient of an award for cultural burning. And then we have the Watershed YCC kids coming out to the cultural center here in a few weeks to do some fuels reduction there. And that's it.
Awesome. NCRS or NRSC or NRCS, sorry.
NCRP, North Coast Resource Partnership, NCRP.
I was calling on the next person, which was the NRCS.
Oh, sorry.
Tell me.
Too many
acronyms for sure.
No.
Another name right now.
Brings us to Lewiston. We completed our Firewise community assessment today, which was rad. Thank you, Emily. Identified some things that we could work on and some things that we were doing well. So that was excellent. That was the only update from me. Got anybody from the High and Palm Fire Safe Council?
No.
Caltrans?
Yeah. We should go.
Maybe.
Do you have any updates for us, Michaela?
We may have not mentioned that she be put on the spot in this.
Actually, I did mention it to her, so.
All right. Well, we will jump up. Cash, got anything for Cal Fire?
Birding just shut down last week. Ipon did some good birding over there at the airport on Saturday. We're kind of like, whenever they just checked it out, it's good. And I'm going to try to get to those birds more often because I want to be part of it.
Yeah.
Without this and just hang out.
Right.
But it's good to see that. So that was good. We had that little thunderstorm come through last week, a couple little fires here and there. Nothing crazy. And then everything's kind of stopped up, ramped up. I know there's a fire weather watch going in next week. With the weekend and with lower RHs and higher temperatures, and that's the holiday weekend, so it's gonna be hit and miss. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But we're all staffed up, still going forward, and we're looking at like the spring, our fall, I should say, burning the airport, like I talked about. I got to get with Corbett about that, and then also the Big Creek PMP. We'll start working on that. So we've done a handful over in Shasta County. They shut down a bunch last week. We did a training burn last Wednesday with the guys, about 17 acres. And then we did 4 BMP the last couple of days. And then last night we did a night burn in Dersh, which is pretty complete. So 17 acres, but on the road. So it's pretty fun. So we've been busy just kind of trying to tap that stuff to where I think we're at the peak of no more burn. So things starting to pop off here. We've been lucky and the weather's been cooperative, but we're right there. So we're just tapping resources. And Hannah's been doing a bunch of burns too on 36 this last couple nights. So just trying to complete our sides up there. Yeah, you guys have any questions or anything? Or I know the camera thing, Bonanza. I talked to Richie. It's gonna happen. It just takes that reflex time. Unfortunately, there's probably other people in the hopper for other sites too, and I was kind of a forethought last year, taking that corridor over, with the DPA swap.
Yeah.
And then also getting the repeater up there. So we're kind of working on that together with them, but it'll happen. It's just gonna take some reflex time. So I don't want to promise you guys when. I mean, it's just, I know what they said, I get it, but it'll come.
Yeah,
Anyway.
we're just kind of nervous with all the 4th of July fireworks people, those stupid people stuff,
Absolutely.
headed up to the lake. But yeah, okay.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you. BLM?
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, Mike Allen here. I'll go for the BLM side. So no new updates really from the last time we talked, but we're still pursuing the Hay Fork parcels. They're hewing and surrounding, working with the watershed, writing the NEPA on that. That's pretty much our next big push because it's the second most populated area in Trinity County. So I'm hoping that'll be signed off by the end of the year, and then we'll go right into project work, contracting. There's a small timber component towards it. And then the other big project there is NEPA. We're still in the midst of NEPA for the Junction City Helena parcels. Like I've been saying, that's been a 2-year owl survey. So by the end of this year, the survey will be complete for the owl. We are currently doing other surveys there, so I'm hoping by next year, still have most of the surveys done. Hopefully a quick NEPA turnaround, and that'll be our next big project for Trinity County. So currently we have some prescribed fire planned this winter, fall. There's about 430 acres of piles, Douglas City area, mostly in the Weaverville Community Forest. Those are our number one priority for our unit. And then a couple of broadcast burns out in the Reading Indian Creek area. All weather dependent with that. So, and then I'll just tag in a little bit with the Wildland Fire, our United States Wildland Fire Service. Doesn't roll off my tongue yet, so it's its own agency. That's why Jennifer Mata was on here, because she is the BLM. So I technically don't work for the BLM, but I'm still doing all the fuels work for the BLM, just with some slight changes. So I now work on the United States Wildland Fire Service Cascade Unit. And the Cascade Unit consists of Shasta County, Trinity County, and Siskiyou County. And it's basically a new partnership with basically all the DOI components. So it's like myself and BLM Legacy Fuels people, the Whiskeytown Fire folks, and that also incorporates the Bureau of Reclamation lands. So I know you got some in there. I am talking to the counterpart there, so we're all just coming together. It'll be a joint effort for working fuels and prescribed fire on all those lands together. So if that clears it up a little bit, probably doesn't. They don't tell me a lot. I do what I'm told. But nothing's changing as far as working in Trinity County, doing fuels works, and all those things, and working with BLM and myself with the new agency, but it's pretty much the same thing. So no big change. I'd clarify that up. If that clarifies it up, I don't know. So if you guys have any questions, just let me know.
Yeah,
All right.
Mike?
Yeah.
I was just curious. So that actually answered one of my questions, which was I thought I was under the impression that it was kind of like DOI wide. We have been working, as you mentioned, with a forester at BOR for the 120 acre parcel that's on the I guess it's on the south side of the subdivision in Lewiston. We have CAL FIRE dollars to do implementation there, and we've been waiting for them to get through their NEPA process. Are you familiar with that, the planning on that project?
I'm not familiar with that project. So just about like just over a month ago, they were like, hey, by the way, the Bureau of Reclamation land is part of you now. So it's a new thing. But are you working with John Hutchinson?
Correct.
Oh, yep. So I met him. We are in talks with him. We're working together. It's just a little bit of a slow start because it's a relatively new thing. But he has all our information. He knows to reach out for anything if he needs. And we're still really in the early planning phases of all working together because um, fuels and fire are all in the one agency, the new one. But BLM land is still BLM land, parkland is still parkland, and BOR land is still BOR land. So there's slightly different NEPA processes, and they still have to stick to that. But we are coordinating. We're already been talking about priority fuels treatments and prescribed fire areas. So we are in the loop, just a little new, but I've been talking with John, and we're working out some details.
Great. Well, I just wanted to let you make sure that you knew that we actually are sitting on money on our most recent CAL FIRE Forest Health ask to do implementation on that property. So we have been working on, we've been working with John for probably the better part of 4, maybe 5 years now. So, but as soon as we get the go ahead, we're ready to roll on that piece right there, adjacent to all the private lands there on the subdivision in Lewiston. So,
Okay, I was actually gonna, or did you have his email? You should start inviting him to these meetings. I don't know if he has on the.
When we first started engaging with him, he attended a few times, but then backed off.
Okay, I'll reach out to him. I just saw him at a different fire safe council meeting for the first time, so he's getting looped in to like, being in the new agency and doing the fuels thing. He's not technically fire, but he does the fuels work on there, so we're looping him in.
Yeah, it's a big area, so I get it.
All right, gotcha. So we'll all be coordinating and then and prioritizing, all that kind of stuff together. So we're there in the loop.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike.
All right, thank you.
Want to jump back, was it Caleb?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, for the Caltrans?
No.
No, BLM,
For BLM, okay.
as they're referring to as legacy BLM, the legacy agency of BLM. If there's any other questions about the U.S. Wildland Fire Service BLM kind of split, please feel free to let us know. But I wanted to do a quick go back on something that Jerry asked related to the RAP project. So I just wanted to clarify, and this is my understanding, that BLM is not the lead federal agency, WAPA is. There was a comment made that there would be a public comment period coming on that EIS. My understanding from talking with WAPA this morning is that there will be no public comment period on the EIS, and what you guys are going to see is the final EIS document, which is supposed to come out sometime in late fall. So just wanted to be clear on that. If somebody wants to clarify with WAPA, who's the lead federal agency, or someone at TPUD, that would probably be the best bet, but that was my understanding from a call we had this morning.
Wow, that's way different and that's way disappointing.
Yeah.
So, as you all know, the regulations regarding public comment periods and NEPA changed drastically, and so they are following kind of that new process. So I just wanted to be clear because my understanding of what they were doing was different than what was verbalized. I didn't want you all to be surprised when you potentially don't see a document that's available for public comment.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Jennifer, okay, so the document will be come out. It will be the final document. If you sent in comments or anything, do you know? Are they gonna? How do they let people know that that final document's available? You know.
I can't speak for WAPA. I don't know how they would do it, but from the BLM side, you would get a letter or an email if you comment on a document, letting you know that the document is final. So if you comment, you get something from us. I'm not sure how WAPA is planning to do that.
Okay, well, thanks for letting us know. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And that's it. That was all I had.
All right. Want to
So
jump
there may
back?
also be just, my understanding is this project had both a NEPA project and a CEQA project. So it's possible that there could still be a public comment period on the CEQA document.
Yeah, because part of the project was on private lands and it included our property, so that's why I'm kind of wondering, like, do they just tell you this is what we're doing on your property, or, you know, like, I don't know.
Again, I can't speak for WAPA or the TPUD because I'm just a BLM. But my understanding is we did have a joint CEQA so EIS, EIR document. I think that has changed and it's just an EIS now because I do believe they were seeking a exemption from the governor through the CAL FIRE rules.
You're right, they did.
To work on the private land.
The wildfire emergency, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you, Jennifer, appreciate.
You're welcome. I'm glad to see you all. I'm glad to be back from my 7-month sabbatical in the desert. Yes. That's it, unless there's any other questions.
Thanks.
Anybody? Solid?
Yep.
All right, do you want to jump back to Caltrans? Was Michaela Caltrans? Yeah.
I haven't seen her in a year, so.
Okay, cool. Well, then we will jump to Alta Bali Consulting.
That's me.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you
you.
for the letter. That's
All
all.
right, we did it.
Nice.
All right. Well, that moves us forward. Future discussion items. Next meeting, July 23rd, 2026. We'll all be here again. And thanks for being here and thanks for doing everything that you're all doing. You guys are off.
Thank you.
Yeah, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.